Sometimes I just think she's difficult so she can be up here with me. I have to pick her up and carry her. Let that other one over here walk around. Okay. All right, there you go. What you see, huh? See a squirrel you're never gonna get? Is that it? You see a squirrel you're never gonna get? What? What? Yeah, you ain't gonna get that. Stop it. You ain't gonna get that. Come on. What? 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 Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No. Come on. No. Stop it. Stop it. Here. Come here. Just sees one person walking on the sidewalk and has to give him a piece of her mind. Right? Right? This one sees other dogs, anchors. This one will anchor herself. This one will see other dogs. Start barking at them. Now you want to go back down. Okay, there you go. So I got my lathe in. Still have to rub off all the Cosmoline stuff, but I put that thing in and it was pretty darn torquey. I got some 6mm bolts. I was going to call WEN to see if I needed to, if I can mount it on the tray right to the countertop, because I have wood with metal cabinetry underneath. I decided if I actually move, I thought, well, I'm going to leave them behind and someone's just going to wreck them anyway. And I thought, well, who says I got to leave the cabinets behind? Who says? My dad put them in. They're old car wash, they're old car wash vacuum housings from old coin-operated vacuums from the old car wash you used to go work on sometimes. When they put new vacuums in, you save the cabinets. Weld them together, put wood in an L shape across there, worked on them for years, put carpet over the wood, then died. Then I pulled the carpet off, sanded off the counter, stained it red mahogany, and then put a urethane over the top, and now it's the luxurious backdrop for my lathe. And I'm going to do something probably with that back wall too. I'm going to probably wind up taping it, texturizing. I might do a knockdown texture with a paint job. But eventually, sooner or later, it's all going away. And I decided I'm kind of more about the grandiouse knife shop. The concept of these. I had the trashy knife shop. I had the area. I remember when I took my sander and remember one time we were going to make a lean-to in the back, put a shed in the back, and I was going to go back there and work, and we're going to wire power to it and all this stuff. And he just needed me to remove a tree so he can put planter boxes back there, stuff like that. And he needed to make little bird houses, little miniature houses. He used to occasionally sell those, and at the antique emporiums. So one time he got a not a bid, but a cousin of his opened up one of those little rent spots. And come sell from our rent spots. So he went on this tear to do all these bird houses. So of course that means I'm not working outside, and he'd do the sanding and everything else. Eventually I got so PO'd thinking, well, it's his land, it's his electricity, it's my grinder, he helped me build the bench, but it's his garage. So I thought, well, it's his garage, but it's my abrasives. And I just got tired of everything, and I locked up all the abrasives and left him one 2x72 belt. and never touched knife making for a whole year. Just all these year to 2 year detours that kind of happened, the cats outside, being born. That was one of the detours. I didn't want to generate a bunch of dust. Or the cat Annabelle, I used to be grinding away, and I looked down, and she'd be actually underneath the counter down there. I always wonder, well, gee, why do you have that sinus condition when I'm grinding with a mask on? But I decided I'm all about the grandiouse shop. And what I want to do is I want to go somewhere to one of these little ghost towns that guys always show on YouTube that they're, that have like these real low populations. And I want to buy one of these old dilapidated buildings and maybe leave the outside partially dilapidated. If there's original painting or signage on it, leave that on. But then once they step inside, they'll find like, wood paneling, architectural fixtures, it'll be painted, it'll be immaculate, I'll keep the dust down as much as I can. I'll put buku money into dust collection and dust mitigation. It'll be very super well kept. Maybe a couple granite slabs to do actual fine work on, maybe a surface grinder. And that's what I've kind of become about. I've become kind of about the actual flex and the appearance of the shop. And now it's kind of still hard for me to do that. I remember I was working on something the other day, and I went out there and there was like cat urine, like fresh cat urine on top of my grinder table. So I grab a towel, I grab a bottle of anti-enzymic, spray it down, and worst comes to worst, hey, I just sand it and finish it again. It's not a problem. I can do these things. But I think I've kind of become about the whole, the museum grade knife shop rather than the facility that's just spits out this crap and there's dust and piles of garbage everywhere. And for a long time, I would go out to my grinder, and it would be just piles of nonsense. I mean, like old wallpaper tools and, just things that had no place. It's just being used for storage, And then I decided after he died, that was it. I went ahead, ripped all the carpet off, refinished everything, pulled the table out, repainted the back, refinished everything. There's actually a petrified cat crap underneath there. Got all that done. Encased the outside with plexiglass, encased the bottom with plexiglass. And the day I did it, I had cats sniffing around the bottom because that's where they like to go under there and do their business. And they can't do it no more. They can't get under there no more. I put extruded aluminum on the cabinets. Now I got slider cabinets. I just went ahead and got a piece of diamond plate. And I went to to my work, and they have a bender out there, and I actually was able to bend that at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to do some final adjustments on my anvil, and I'm going to have that, and I'm going to put another, what the heck is it, those troughs that are used in wallpaper, the little troughs. I'm going to put that down there as my dust catcher, and I just think it's befitting because it was crowded with old wallpaper accoutrements. Last time I put wallpaper up was in the 80s, and it's kind of funny how I take those accoutrements and add them to the shop as dust catchers. So I'm going to have that coming off the top. It's going to be covering up my cabinets, my plexiglass slider cabinets, because there's dust getting on the cabinets whenever I use a flat platen. But that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about the grandiouse shop, maybe some vintage tools that are restored, maybe maybe everything later on down the road when I actually move, it'll be like, oak paneling across the top, maybe a really nice splashback across the back of the grind area, just constantly keeping up. Like, I always clean up when I'm done anyway. I never let dust sit around. I'm cleaning up, I sweep up. I like to clean that stuff up. I don't want to be slipping on nothing. And so I clean all that stuff up. But I'm talking about like really clean. Like super clean, like just like I can eat a sandwich off the floor clean, so clean. And that's hard to do when I got animals in and out of the garage all the time. But you know what? I'm living with them. I'm dealing with them. I've dealt with them up to this point, and I've learned how to mitigate these issues now. I've learned how to spray anti-enzymic down. I learned how to handle that now. So I buy covers for everything. Everything stays covered. Because what it is, they just want to mark the new item I put in as their territory. They don't want to necessarily damage it. So I just put a cover on it and they mark the cover. And that's just the way it is. I don't put plastic on it. I just put like a cover on it. Like I found that cooler covers will roughly cover my new drill. I might put a cooler cover on that, and maybe paint the bottom of the legs of the perch with Flex Seal, and I can clean that up a lot easier. So it's going to be more about, to me, it's going to be more about detail, not actual backdrop, surroundings, going out to work in a nice area, going out in the area to an area that's pleasurable to look at. If there's any decorations, they'll be tastefully put out there, and that's kind of where I've kind of looked at the whole evolution of my shop. I don't want the gray cracks on top of my counter, with steel permanently smeared into it. To me that's not character. That's not character. To me, I'd rather have a fine finished countertop. Areas that get dirty, I've coated with diamond plate. That will catch the majority of it. Any of the G10 dust or micarta dust, it goes off into the corners. I went ahead and put partitions up, so when I'm done, I don't bother with right now I'm not bothering with any automated dust catchers, nothing like that. Unless I'm ready to put holes in the wall and bolt it up and have it outside. I'm ready. Actually, what I do now is I just basically go in and vacuum everything out. So that's kind of the way I move to. I'm all about doing that. I might be getting another 10-inch contact wheel, and I've kind of more gone toward, my preference is serrated wheels. I kind of don't really have a good feel for using flat finishing wheels, so I'm more about beefing up on the serrated wheels and doing more of a light hands approach to the actual grinding when I use contact wheels with a serrated wheel. So the serrated wheels are good for aggressive removal and keeping the wheel cool. I just kind of note that I maybe sometimes press a little too hard on the smooth wheels, and every time I've had my knife kicked off of a smooth wheel, it'll always kick off, and I'll usually wind up giving a light stab to the side of the wheel and then bouncing off. As to where with the serrated wheel, I've never had my hand kicked off of a serrated wheel. So I just rather have a serrated wheel because I just feel a lot safer with it. So, but overall, the actual shop retrofits that I did do when I pulled out the counter on just a random day, and I went ahead and encased it with plexiglass, put cabinets in with extruded aluminum and all that as a track work, and sealed it all in. It's been 100% better because now I can store tools in there, I can store things in there, they don't get damaged, and it's just 100% step in the right direction. And then when I go ahead today and make the base to mount up this drill, that's going to be another step 100% in the right direction, and it's going to turn out really good, I think. So, and then also when I start working with the lathe, I'll be able to make my own pivot pins and whatnot. Personally, my opinion, I don't think the market offers much in the way of pivot pins and fasteners. I just don't really, and I never seen the value in making my own fastener. To me, a fastener was a fastener. I talked to a guy the other day, he's in machining and stuff like that, and he says that with fasteners, he said with a lathe, I can make a higher grade fastener that fits better. So, I don't know, that's a little more advanced, I think. But as far as making fasteners, what I'm really interested in is pivot pins and standoffs for the spine of the blade between the liners, the divide of the liners. That's what I'm more into. I'm more into pivot pins. And I think with the actual lathe, I could do pivot pins a lot more efficiently. So I just don't see pivot pins. Every pivot pin I got is just kind of bland. And I'm usually designing the whole blade around, not the whole knife around just the damn pivot pin. Now I can actually control the diameter and get the diameter I want. So I think that's gonna work. So it's gonna be a good step in the right direction. But I fired that motor up and it was torquey. I mean, that lathe about jumped off the table. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out. So I think it's good. I think it's a step in the right direction. That lathe motor is torquey. That was fun to watch. I just said, I'm going to start it up and see how it goes. And it just, I'm glad I had that thing bolted down. So I don't know what I would have done, but I'm glad I had it bolted down. But anyway, it's been going pretty good. I'm going to start gearing up on what I can buy for my lathe. I got to clean those extra parts and tools out. It looks like I got some more carbides in there. Looks like I got some more different, whatever in there. I got to take that out, and I got to strip that of Cosmoline too. So I got to have a big Cosmoline stripping session where I fix all that stuff up. So it's going to be good. I got a lot of my work cut out for me. And right now, as far as not making any actual knife making content, it's been more just, it's like Kenny Rogers, know when to hold them. Well, I'm holding them. I'm holding material. I'm purchasing material. I'll go buy a couple things of 440C that week just because, and hold it like it's precious metal, Or I'll buy stainless steel for liners. I'm using the stainless steel liners. I'm using 440C for the blades because it's about the content. It's not about selling any knives. I'm not in that rat race no more. The only time the only time I might sell a knife might be at a show. It's about content. Then what I'll do is I'll price them knives to move. Then I'll go around and just televise the show. And I'll just go up to random people and say, hey, you mind if I film your table? You mind if I give you a shout out? Just like that, and just decide. It'll be more like if I like their content or they like what they produce, I'll just show it. I don't care, I mean, there's naturally people I'm not gonna like, and I'll never show their crap no matter what, just because I don't like them. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I have biases. I got people I don't like. And I think a lot of them know who they are. They already know the game. All right? So, don't worry about the haters. Just let the haters worry about you. See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.